Hey guys, coming to you for my first tutorial today. I'm going to show you how I do my face makeup. Today I'm just going to do just the basic foundation and just the basic face today. I'm not going to do the eyes and everything else into this tutorial because then it would be way too long of a video. So I'm just going to show you the steps that I do in applying my makeup. And of course, this is all Younique makeup. Since I've started selling this, I've fallen in love with it. And it's just transformed the way my face looks. So I'm coming to you bare and natural right now. So you see I have some discoloration from the sun, acne scarring, all kinds of stuff that's like, ugh, yuck. So anyways, what I've done so far is I washed my face, and I did that using our Illuminate Clear. They have two different face washes. They have clean and they have clear. Clean is more for your dry and normal skin, and the clear is more for your oily skin. Since I have oily skin, this is the face wash that I use. It's a thin bottle, but all it takes is just a pea-sized amount, and this lasts a long time. So that's what I use to wash my face. And then after I wash my face, I use our rose water as a toner. So this is awesome stuff. It can be used for so many different things. It can be used as a toner. It can be used to reduce redness. If you have a sunburn, it helps to reduce redness and the pain from that. Oh my gosh, there's so many different uses for this stuff. It's amazing. Oh, and I use it in my eye pigments as well to kind of, the pigment powder to kind of create a paste for the eyeshadow, and it makes the colors much bolder. Okay, then after that, I use our Divine Daily Moisturizer. This is awesome stuff. It makes your skin feel so soft. It's amazing. I love this stuff. Again, all it takes is a pea-sized amount and bam, you're done. Let's see, and then, let's see, at night, I don't do this in the morning because I have oily skin, but I use our Uplift Eye Serum at night after I wash my face. Mainly because my problem areas are these wrinkles right here, those creases, and that's because I squint a lot. And so since I've used this about a week. I put it right in here for the fine lines in my forehead, under my eyes, sometimes just a little bit on my neck. And I love this stuff. I've only been using this for a week, and it's made such a huge difference in my wrinkles right there. And that's, like I said, that's my biggest concern. A lot of people use it for their puffiness under their eyes. I get some puffiness, but it's not too horribly bad. So you only use that at night because it is kind of an oily consistency, so I don't like to wear that under my makeup. And then of course the final step before applying makeup, which I highly recommend to everybody, is our glorious primer, face and eye primer. This stuff is amazing. It's a gel-like consistency. It only takes just a tiny little bit, like just a pea-sized amount, rub it between your hands, put it all over your face. It's, like I said, it's gel-like consistency. It doesn't feel oily at all. It creates like a canvas between your skin and your makeup. So it kind of reduces the fine lines. It also fills in your pores so your makeup sets better. I mean, this is a must. A lot of people don't realize how important primer it is, but this is a must. Okay, so after that, got all of that out of the way. I know that seems a lot, but it's quick, quick, quick. Doesn't take very long to do all of that. Then I'm ready to put on my makeup. Now, after I put on the moisturizer, I let it set for about a couple minutes, and then I put the primer on and let it set while I brush my teeth, and then I'm ready to do my makeup. So what I'm gonna do today, I always start with concealer. Some people do concealer, like a lighter concealer under their eyes after foundation because it kind of brightens that area up. I personally have found that I like to do it before my foundation, just to kind of smooth some areas out, like my under eyes right here, little problem areas that I got going on. But this is our Mineral Touch Skin Perfecting Concealer. This is a little bottle, as you can see, but it takes the tiniest amount. It's amazing. It goes a long, long way. It's really kind of a thick consistency, so it doesn't take much, and it is amazing. So we're gonna start with that. So literally, I just put like just the tiniest bit on my hand. I don't know if you can see that. I'll start with that, which is really a little bit. And then I can find my concealer brush. Here we go. This is Younique's concealer brush. It's just a flat kind of flat brush. So I just take that in there, kind of move that around some, blend it, get it warmed up, and then I start dabbing it under my eye. And I go down and kind of do that. Okay. And then I get some more. And I do the same thing over here. I know it seems really, really light. This is our lightest color. It's 2 shades lighter than what my foundation is. And just to help brighten the area. But once you put the foundation on, you see a little brightness, which is what you want, but it's not too bad. But this is our lightest color. I do want to eventually buy the color in my foundation color just to use more for imperfections. But for now, like for zits, things like that. But for now, I just kind of use, I did put a little bit more on my hand. I just use this color for now. Since I put my foundation over it, it works. It does its job. Now my chin is horrible because I have a bad habit of picking. And when I'm nervous or sitting at my desk at work, I rest my chin on my hands a lot. So my chin is usually my worst area. So I usually put a lot in that area. Now some of this other minor stuff, you know, I'm not going to cover it completely up because our foundation does a really good job at that. And then I put some here to kind of help reduce some of those appearance of those divots in my head. And then I do just a little bit up here in this discoloration from the sun in my scar right there. I got this scar when I was little and I ran into a bar stool at the babysitter's house. Yeah, not smart. Okay, so I'm done with that. Now, how I blend all this in, I just use the brush to put it on there, but to blend it in, I use one of our beauty blenders, which they have this big one and they have this small one. So I use the big, it doesn't really matter. They both have a tip, so it helps to get in your eye. Now, normally these work better if you wet them, and I forgot to wet this, but we're gonna go with it. And I'm just doing really quick dabbing motions. Sorry, I got a runny nose today. You're gonna hear me sniffling. Okay, we're just gonna dab it, and it doesn't have to go in perfectly, because like I said, foundation's gonna go over it, so we're just kind of giving it a quick dab in, kind of blend it in some. Oh, my chin. I gotta stop touching my chin. I don't know if any of y'all are like that, but when I'm nervous, I always play with, like, rest my hand there, play with my chin. I don't know why, but. So I know I'm looking kind of ghostly because that is such a light color. And if you see the light kind of go in and out in this video, is because, like I said, I'm in front of a window in my bathroom. And as the sun moves, it kind of messes with the light sun. But this is the best area really to get a good look at the true face. Okay, I'll put some up there. Okay, got that in for the most part. Now we're ready for the foundation. Okay, I use 2 different brushes. This is our Younique powder puff brush. There's a lot of videos out there on YouTube where people use this, and that's what I'm gonna do today. This has been the popular way to do it for a long time. And then Younique came out with their actual liquid foundation brush. It has kind of a hole, a divot in there to put your foundation in. Or like I like to put it around the edges too, so it doesn't just sit in there. But they have this too. I like them both equally well. I have found the technique I like the best is to use this first and foremost. And because this is a stiffer, I kind of will buff it just a little bit with this. It's not a must, but they both work great. So I highly recommend either one of these. But today I'm going to start with using this one, foundation. Okay, so here's our Liquid Touch foundation. It comes in a dropper. I use the color Taffeta. So to start off with, I like to get all the drops out so I can shake it up and mix it up without that stuff sitting in the dropper. Yes, this is a dropper, and as you saw, it's really kind of liquidy, but it is amazing in the coverage that it gives. It's a liquid to powder finish. I'm gonna shake this up. Really, really good. And then I'm gonna get some on my brush. So I do 5 drops. I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oop, that one kind of had a little extra. Okay, you see that? And then I'm just gonna do this first so I can kind of get it evenly distributed. I know it's hard to see. This is such a lightweight a lightweight texture. You do not feel like you have anything on your face. It is so lightweight. Now I'm gonna just start buffing it out. Doesn't take much, y'all. It's amazing. The stuff is, I've never been a liquid foundation. Well, I was a liquid foundation girl back in like my late teens, early 20s. And then I went away from it for a while to Bare Minerals for a long time. And just was not a huge fan of liquid foundation because I have oily skin. The reason why this brush works so well is because this does go liquid to powder finish. So it's a great, don't forget your neck. Okay, so you can see it's not perfect, but we're there a little bit. And that brush does shed some because it is natural hairs, but more you wash it, I noticed right after I wash it, it doesn't shed so much. It's just once it starts to get dirty, it sheds a little more. So always wash your brushes at least once a week. You don't want no bacteria or anything like that going on your face. Okay, so now what I use is our liquid foundation brush, and just to get a little more coverage, I'm not gonna do 5 more drops, but I'm just gonna do maybe 3. And you don't have to use 2 brushes. I'm not gonna try to tell you need to buy both brushes, but for me, I like to do this. You could, if you wanted more coverage, you could just put it on the last brush that you had and just do some more. But like I said, the stuff is so lightweight, you don't even feel like you have anything on your face, if you understood that. So, here we go. My big old nose, that's the other thing I don't like about my face, but it's my daddy's nose, so I'll keep it. Okay. Let's just buff it in. Buff it in. Okay. Make sure you don't forget that neck, because that's the one thing you don't want. You don't want a face that has an obvious line where your makeup starts. That is not attractive, ladies. Okay, we're done. I got cut off. So you can still see some through there, which if you wanted more coverage, I could just put more on. Or another great coverage is our powder foundation, which I would plan on putting on over this. I don't have my powder foundation yet because they shipped it to me and then it was the wrong stuff, so I had to send it back. So I'm waiting on that. But our powder foundation is amazing when it comes to coverage. It's probably, especially for oily skin, would be my favorite, I think, just from what I've seen so far. I haven't used it yet, but I'm betting it's gonna be my favorite. Okay, so what I do next is, once I have my powder foundation, I would put some of that on there just to give me a little bit more coverage. But y'all, when you saw that picture of me the other day, what I'm doing today is what I had on that day, okay? And I'm using the same window and the same light, so just so you know, as a comparison purposes. Okay, next I'm gonna use our bronzer. This is our Beachfront bronzer. This is the lightest color. As you can see, you have 2 different sides. I just blend it all together. This is the sunset color. So it's the lightest one we have. So I use this brush again, my powder puff brush. I use this for so many different things. It's amazing. So I'm just gonna swirl that on there, and I'm gonna do some contouring. If you don't know anything about contouring, do a fishy face. And see that? That's what I'm gonna go out on. Give me some color right there. Do the other side. It kind of helps smooth, it kind of helps narrow your face some. Gives you contour to your face, so you don't look like you just have a flat face. I mean a flat, you know, just gives you dimension. Okay, and then I take some and I put it up here. A lot of times when you see people at contour, they talk about doing the number 3 or the letter E. You're gonna go in and down on your chin and on the other side. Okay, that's what helps give your face dimension. And then I do some down my neck too, just so we don't have that line of darkness. And this doesn't show up as much in these videos, but you saw the picture. Okay, so that's the bronzer that I put on. And then next I do our blush. So I'm gonna put, so the bronzer I focused more right here, when you do your fishy face. The blush I'm gonna do more on my cheekbones, right here. When you smile, you can obviously see those cheekbones much better. Okay, this is our Moodstruck Minerals Pressed Blusher in the color Sweet. Y'all, this is highly pigmented. It does not take much. I just dab like this. I don't swipe, I just dab like this. And I put it on the apples and backwards on my cheek. Dab, dab, dab. Okay, here we go. See that? See that? Okay. Next, to finish my face off, and that'll be the end of this video, is I do just a little bit of highlighting. I am currently waiting on our contour trio, sculpting trio that we have that just was released this month. By the way, if you want to get that, got cut off again. If you order it by the end of May, which you know is in 2 days, today and tomorrow. So you only get that free brush if you order the sculpting trio today and tomorrow. I've ordered it, it's on back order. I'm supposed to, I think they ship out here soon in the early June sometime. So I don't have that yet, but that's a great way to contour as well if you're not using the bronzer. But they have in the trio, it's a dark color, it's a medium color, and it's a highlighter. So what you would use as a highlighter is what I'm gonna do today, using one of our eye pigments in the color Sexy. Now these are just loose mineral pigments. And we have so many different colors of these. So I'm gonna tap, tap, tap some of that in there. I don't know if you can see that, it's really shimmery, like a champagne-y kind of color. And so I'm gonna just take our shadow sponge brush, and I'm just gonna take the sponge in and dip it in here. Tap off any excess, and then on the top of your cheekbone, I'm just gonna do this. This kind of just gives you where the light will catch it. It's gonna be hard to see in this video, but when the light catches it, it just kind of gives this little shine. Like I said, it's hard to see in the video because it really depends on how the light hits it. But it is so pretty. But the sculpting trio has one color that's made just for that. And then I also like to do just a little on the Cupid's bow. It kind of gives you a little down my nose. Of course, I don't like to do it all the way down my nose because I already have a big old nose right here, so I don't want to accentuate that. And then some people do it like up here, but again, I don't want to accentuate my big divots right there. But if you don't have those, then you would kind of do some right here too. It's kind of like where the light would hit your face. Okay, that's about it. That, girls, is what I do for my face makeup. I will do my brows next. I will do my eyes, my lips, obviously, mascara, and that's about it. I don't think I do anything different. Oh, sometimes I do, let me add, because I have a big old nose. I like to kind of, the darker, when you're doing contouring, I'm using my bronzer again. I'm just gonna go down the edge of my nose. It helps it a little. Make it look a little smaller. And I'm just using a fluffy brush. Anyways, that's it.